on scene. We got them here. Toni from Switzerland, Phloxae from the UK, and at the bottom from France, both Piernov and Bergtroll. Looks like the players are all ready. Let's go for game number one in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So this is going to be the last set of matches for the day. As far as I'm concerned, let me just double check. But so far, we got Phloxae and Toni playing it out. Ooh, a very risky Lombard play there from Phloxae early on. She's gonna go for the Tetris. Toni ready with the Tetris himself. Let me just go into the projector. Wow, that's much better. Toni at 22,000. Phloxae also now at 23. Ooh, Phloxae with early digging here. At the bottom, we got Bergtroll at 9,000, Piernov at 47. Let me just double check here the schedules. Yeah, so there's the potential of having a losers bracket matches on round 7 that will be verified at, but most likely that will happen tomorrow. So for those watching, again, this is Richard Wolf from Colombia. My tournament run ended with Bergtroll just some months ago. I was able to take a game from him, so that's what matters the most for me. But right now, we are having a lead here from Toni on the top at 102, Phloxae 64. At the bottom, Piernov with a slight lead here at 119, trying to get in scrum position, and Bergtroll is ready as well. So, Toni is clean up. But Phloxae status is ready. So Phloxae is catching up now. Pterosaur Piernov in the lead at 170 at the bottom. Bergtroll at 131, trying to reduce the gap here. Bergtroll right now at 154, Piernov 193. At the top, we have Toni in the lead at 117, but oh, Phloxae took the lead now. Fox is building pretty high, and we are having a drought going there. She goes, gets the lumbar. Ooh, this is getting dangerous for Toni, building pretty high in the middle of a drought. Toni right now at 126 and Phloxae at 153. All right. Yeah, so Toni still trying to get into scrum position, and Phloxae is in the lead. At the bottom, we got a pretty close game as well, although, ooh, things getting pretty spicy for Bergtroll with a Lombard defense pretty high up. He's going for burns. Bergtroll at 251, Toni Piernov at 289. Both players that is ready, but the Lombard is taking a bit to come. There's a Tetris for Piernov and Tetris for Bergtroll. So we have both players still going at it, but you're not maintaining 2.5 Tetris lead pretty much. We're trying to fight that. At the top, we got a lead from Phloxae that's getting stronger already at 3 Tetrises. Tetris for Toni. No, 24 no, my bad. So we got a Tetris from Phloxae. She's maintaining the lead. 293, Toni at 226. Tetris for Toni, 248. Phloxae 293. At the bottom, we got a lead here from Piernov at 383. So Bergtroll at 348. Piernov is having to burn some. So this is opportunity for Bergtroll to recover a little bit, but Lombard came a bit too late. He's trying to keep the well open to go for the Tetris and increase efficiency. 375 for Bergtroll, 392 for Piernov, so it's getting closer between these two. Toni trying to reach the bottom at the right, at the top side. Oh, the missed upon the tee. This is getting pretty dire pretty quickly. Oh my goodness, will he recover from this? He needs something on the left all the way over. He cannot get anything over. Top side at 280. That's game number 1 for Phloxae. Just give her the point. Oh, I'm very sorry I didn't clear the scoreboards before we started. Gonna give her the point, and we should be ready to go for game number two. At the top, since players are ready. Bergtroll, in the meantime, now in the lead at 472, Piernov 448, so just a little separating the players as we are approaching transition. Looks like the players up top are getting ready. At the bottom, we got both players still fighting here, and transition is coming soon to them. Game number two starting at the bottom, at the top, and at the bottom we have transition from Piernov at 497. Bergtroll 517, just about to transition himself. Ooh, but blocking the well just before transition, this can get dangerous. But he managed to get the Tetris into 19. He's now at 543. So Bergtroll in the lead at 545. Piernov at 524. Pretty close game still between these two. At the top, we have Phloxae starting with some burning. Toni going for some delayed burns as well. But his stat is ready, while Phloxae has to burn a little bit more. Ooh, got a misdrop there from Piernov with that T, and things are falling apart for him. He's trying to recover, but he may not be able to. Oh, that Lombard didn't go over. Tops out at 576. That's game number one for for Bergtroll. And we are gonna start game number two at the bottom, I think, soon. At the top, we have Phloxae at 75, Toni at 95. Okay, the count is gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And the players have started at the bottom for game number two. Game number two happening as well. At the top, so at the top we have Toni in the lead at 141, Phloxae at 144. So neck and neck game for now for these two. At the top, at the bottom, we have one to lead for Piernov, but Bergtroll will have get his own Tetris. Bergtroll at 24, Tetris for Bergtroll 47, Tetris for Piernov 46. So close game right now on both games happening. Ooh, Phloxae with that depends on the left side. She's playing high, getting the Tetris. Phloxae at 193, Toni at 190. Nice adjustments there. And Phloxae is setting up. Ooh, Phloxae playing too high here. In the middle of a drought even. Trying to recover. Oh my, this is getting pretty dangerous. Pretty high. Ah, she gets the long bar. 221 and another one. She's back to safety and is in the lead at 267. Toni at 222. At the bottom, we got Bergtroll at 98 and Piernov in the lead at 122. Game number two ongoing on both matches. Let's see how this goes. Tetris for Bergtroll. Bergtroll at 126. Piernov at 145. Tetris for Bergtroll. Bergtroll now at 148. Piernov also 148. The separation is just 1,000 points right now. And the Bergtroll squeezed into the lead a little bit here, but Pierre's gonna respond with herself his own. So this is neck and neck at the bottom. At the top, we have slight lead here from Toni right now. Phloxae is satisfied though, so no, she's not. Sorry. Yes, she's now. No, that is ready. She needs a lumbar. Toni in the lead at 361. And Phloxae at 326. That is for Phloxae. Tetris for Phloxae again at 372, Toni 385. Phloxae right now at 418, Tetris for Toni 413. So Phloxae managed to take the lead here. But Toni has a clean board and his status ready, so this might go back and forth for a bit as well. At the bottom, we got Piernov in the lead, just under Tetris, Bergtroll at 235. So game still pretty close between these two. Less than Tetris separating the players. Both players' status ready, but the Lombard is not coming yet. Tetris 4, Toni through 462 has taken the lead. Phloxae having to burn some, so that's going to allow Toni to take the lead, expand the lead even if he gets Lombard soon, but Phloxae was able to maintain the lead here. She's having to burn though. Tetris for Toni to 487, Phloxae 472, Piernov at 321, Bergtroll at 308. That is for Bergtroll at 331, Piernov 344. Yeah, things are getting pretty spicy here. Piernov right now at 346, Bergtroll 332, so still a close game, but Piernov in the lead. We have the first transition from Phloxae 526, Toni at 536, so this is very, very close. Nice Z-spin there from Phloxae. Flux is trying to get into current position. Toni is about to transition in a very rough board, so he needs to be careful. It's the lone bar. We have these players going into a very fast game. 568 for Toni, 604 for Floxy. She's in the lead. At the bottom, just over 100 lines for both players. 406 for Bergtroll and 421 for. Oh, and this is it for game number two for Toni, topping out at 571. Phloxae at 684 has taken game number two. Let me just check here something real quick. Bertrand right now at 442. Flux Piernov at 474. All players with some holes on their stacks just before transition. They need to be careful. There's a double there from Piernov. He's back to a clean board. Just see here. Yeah, to Pierre Bertrand and Piernov playing it out in level 19, 511. So looks like Piernov is starting to expand the lead. Bertrand is not quite ready to score. Sorry. This is getting a bit slow for Bergtroll, while Piernov was able to capitalize on a cleaner stack. So the lead keeps expanding on his end. At the top, we had the players already started in game number three. Toni at 48 and Phloxae with an early lead at 91. So let me just check here my notes. The Piernov at 597, Bertolt at 477. So pretty strong lead here from Piernov, but Piernov is now running into some digging. So this is an opportunity for Bertolt to catch up. Bertolt is setting up, double there, and a triple waiting for the Lombard. Lombard still not coming. This is getting spicy for both players. Oh, the misdrop on the Z for Bergtroll. That may slow him down. He's still behind, but has gained some ground. 549 for Bergtroll and 615 for Piernov. Bergtroll is building 558. Oh, a misdrop there, but another opportunity with that S for Bergtroll at 564. Piernov at 691, starting to increment his lead. Bertel fixing the board. At the top, we have already a midpoint game. Pretty strong midpoints for both players. 216 for Toni and Phloxae in maintaining the lead at 296. We are approaching the kill screen for these two players. Ooh. Oh no, the missed observe from Bergtroll. That's gonna give him some trouble. And unfortunately, that's a double for Bergtroll, giving Piernov game number two. Up top, we have some trouble there for Phloxae, but she managed to squeeze a lumbar at the right moment, so that's gonna keep her game alive. Toni at 232. Looks like Piernov is mauling his game. We're gonna give him some time. He's already reached level 28. 256 for Toni at the top, 316 for Phloxae. Piernov reached level 29 at 912. Pretty good game. At the top, oh my goodness, both players run into some trouble. Phloxae playing pretty high, but she managed to keep the game alive for now. Oh, the misdrop might be very dangerous, but actually that worked out for her pretty nicely. Oh, that L placement though. My goodness, the survival here from Phloxae. She couldn't get the number over though. Tops out at through 327, so this is a chase down for Toni. Toni needs to get to 328, 328 the score to get for Toni. Phloxae is still and Tony's still in a chase down, and that Tetris will do it. Toni takes game number three. At the bottom, the players have already started. Let's have a look here. Just give me a moment. All right, we'll go back to the bottom game here. Bertrand with an early lead as Piernov has run into some early trouble. Bertrand at 69, hey now, and Piernov at 36. Game number four starting at the top. So Tony is still with a chance to take us to the decider. Otherwise, it's gonna be a win for Phloxae as she's already two games. Ooh, that team missed from Piernov looking pretty rough in the middle of a drought nonetheless. So things are getting pretty dangerous pretty quick. He's tapping his way out of this. And the pieces are helping him quite a bit, so he is able to go back to down to a safer height. Um, Berger's board not looking healthy, but he has a comfortable lead, so he can just focus on cleaning up while Piernov needs to pretty much get out of this as quick as possible. And the pieces are still working out. So Bergtroll right now at 152, Piernov 60,000. At the top, players are pretty much neck and neck. 71 for Phloxae, 72 for Toni. So this is pretty close early on. That is for Phloxae. She's now starting to be the lead as Toni hasn't been able to go back to into current position. Toni at 78, Phloxae 96. That is for Phloxae, 119, and another one makes it 142 for her. At the bottom, Bergtroll going for a column 2 Tetris, but the Lombard is taking a bit to come, so he needs to be careful. Piernov is ready for a triple in the middle of this route, and things are getting a bit high. He's gonna go for the triple, and his stat is right on top of that. Tetris for Bergtroll in the lead on 191, Piernov at 96. Frantic Tom saying, "Let's go, Toni." Bergtroll right now getting the Tetris to 215 Tetris for Piernov. 123, so Piernov has stuck to lane row 2. Phloxae 196, Toni 139. At the top, at the bottom. So Bergtroll maintain the lead, trying to keep that board clean. Tetris ready. He's going for that flat burn to keep the board flat. Tetris 4 Piernov. Piernov trying to reduce the gap. 173. Tetris 4 Bergtroll maintain the lead at 263. Ooh, no. Ooh, simul Tetris there at the top from Toni and Phloxae. Toni and Phloxae are both Tetris ready right now. 193 for Toni, 293 for Phloxae. So Phloxae with a pretty comfortable lead right now. Bergtroll at 310, Piernov at 200. So the games are pretty close here. Pretty no, so the leads are pretty strong here. That's what I meant to say from both of the players on the right side. Um, Piernov at the bottom at 224, much clearer now. Getting into 200 into 100 lines soon. At the top, we had Toni at 264, still at 76 lines, so slightly behind in lines from Phloxae. So it's gonna give Toni some advantage, but still he needs to make up for that all over for Tetris for Tetris deficit. Phloxae ran into some burning, so this is the opportunity that Toni needed. 313 for Toni, 391 for Phloxae. At the bottom, transition is coming soon. Good piece there for Piernov to get into current position. 298. And Bergtroll at the top at 429. Bergtroll is ready. Bergtroll at 436, getting that left well dirty. And he's back to the right side just before transition at 460. Tetris for Bergtroll at 484. Piernov at 327. Still adjusting. Toni building high, going for the triple out of safety, but couldn't use the lumbar. Oh, Phloxae pretty high up. This is looking rough. She is needing to get to the left side. Gets the J over. It's a lumbar urgently. She's trying to throw everything she gets, but will she survive this? Oh no, tops out at 418. This Toni to chase down, and that Tetris will do it right on time. So Toni takes game number 4, and we got a decider. At the bottom, well, game is heating up here. So let's see what we get. These games are going pretty deep. Tetris for Piernov. Piernov now at 443. Bertul at 578. Decider starting soon, looks like. And we got Pierre now cleaned up at 446. Bergtroll in trouble. This is looking dangerous for Bergtroll. He's not able to get the lumbar over. Oh no! 3 lumbars. Oh my goodness! And he was able to get the third one, but the T is not getting there. This is ending for Bergtroll at 586. Pierre now needs to chase this down to 587, 587. So that's about 3 touches and change at the current score. 3.3 according to the bot here. So that's looking pretty doable for Piernov. Piernov right now at 524. So he needs to get to 480, 587. Ooh, Phloxae playing pretty aggressively with those high stacks. She gets the Tetris to 49. Toni gets a Tetris to 53. So pretty close game early on. Piernov level 25 at 569, almost there. He's gonna build for the Tetris. No, he's gonna go for a double. Actually, a triple will be enough at this point, so he's gonna take his time. 577 for Piernov needs to get to 587, so less than 10,000 points to go. And that double is inching him closer. He's pretty much a double away. And that double does it. He is good for game number 3. Let's go into the decider at the top. Let me have a look here. We got Toni at 125, Phloxae at 185. Hold on. I've been sitting wrong here. Oh, this is getting spicy for Phloxae. She needs to be careful, but she managed to get some nice burns to get down to safety. Tetris for Toni, 1 in 74 is the opportunity he has to upset the match. But right now, Phloxae is back into a cleaner board. She's ready, maintain the lead at 220. Game number 4 coming up in 3, 2, 1. Tetris at the bottom. So yeah, we're wrapping up on this elimination phase. At least this part of the elimination phase. We will continue tomorrow. Let me just confirm the starting times. But let's focus on the matches happening right now, and I will get you the information about the next matches coming up. So Piernov right now at 23,000. Bergtroll 23 as well. So early game, clean stacks, high stack. So the Mr. there for Toni looks like he lost control for a moment. That shouldn't be an issue as he's able to get a Tetris and lower the stack. And he could use a lumbar. The lumbar is not coming yet. Things are getting dangerous for Toni. Toni is cleaning up. Toni at 296, Phloxae at 342. Phloxae much clearer now, so she's maintaining the lead. Credits for Phloxae. Toni at 300. Phloxae right now at 365. 3304. At the bottom, both players pretty neck and neck. 84 for Bergtroll, 81 for Piernov, and as Cybele Tetris. So close game. Piernov match point, so he needs to win this one to stay in the tournament. Otherwise, we're gonna have a decider. Um, Tetris for Bergtroll. Piernov at 112. Bergtroll 133. So a slight lead here from Bergtroll, and which may increase if Piernov doesn't get out of this dig soon. At the top, we have a lead from Phloxae of about 2 and change, 2.5 to be more exact. So Phloxae maintains the lead here at 460. Toni at 380. So the game looks in Phloxae's favor for now, and into 100 lines. On the right, on the bottom side, we have Bergtroll in the lead at 184. Piernov still doing some cleanup, but he is now Tetris ready. That is for Piernov at 152. Bergtroll in the lead at 207. Phloxae maintain the lead at 530, starting to expand her lead. Toni has been struggling a little bit in this part stretch of the level. Transition coming soon, so players must get ready. Phloxae keeps building high. She's now at 552. And let's see that. We got a triple, and another triple, and a transition 567, and a Tetris to 591. So Phloxae is playing it safe, knowing that it still is a pretty decisive game. Toni, however, is still behind at 484. Phloxae at 617 now. At the bottom, we got a lead still from Bergtroll at 303. That is from Piernov at 303. Sorry, that is for Piernov at 480. Sorry, getting that is to 471. Bergtroll at 309. So Bergtroll maintains the lead, gets a Tetris to 332. Things are heating up here at the top. Phloxae approached that 200,000 point lead. So that's gonna put her in a very comfortable position. She's getting another that is to 724. Looking for the max, looks like. She is still going at it. We got her Tetris ready. Toni is clean. Tetris for Phloxae 753. Toni is 563, so almost 200,000 points separating the players. Phloxae Tetris ready. Toni is Tetris ready. Tetris for Phloxae right now at 518. 512, sorry. 812. My goodness, numbers are hard to read now. 840 now after that Tetris for Phloxae. 595 for Toni. Oh, misdrop on the S from Phloxae that she needs to fix. So this is an opportunity for uh, Toni to close the gap. But these placements are looking pretty difficult for him to complete it. He needs the perfect pieces and he's not quite getting there. Oh, he's surviving, going for the flatmers to score some, but left side is looking hard and hard to reach, and the right side is unreachable now at 604. It's a top out, and Phloxae already at 917 is taking game number 5 and the match play close one. And at the bottom, we got the players approaching transition soon. So yeah, let's have see Flux's last seconds here. Oh, but yeah, board's too high here in level 26, and she's stopping at 924. So we are going to have game at number 4 at the bottom happening. Transition happened already. Piernov at 420, Bergtroll at 517. So Berto maintaining the lead by almost 100,000 points. Let's bring him. Let's have them set up here. So camera 1. Let me just bring them first. Bottom, 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 bottom. Transition. There we go. So Piernov at 432. Bertil at 532, so it's, yeah, still almost 100,000 point lead from Bertrol. Let's see this. Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me just move Piernov's camera a little bit to the left and Bertrol's a little bit to the right. There we go. That's looking much better for those both players. 570 for Piernov, 593, 470 for Piernov, 594 for Bertel. So Bertel maintains the lead here. Bertel's going for Tetris. The left side looking a bit dangerous though. He's starting to plug it. Things are getting a bit spicy for Bertrol. Bertrol gets the Tetris at 622. Piernov at 529. Bertrol in a dig. Piernov with a Tetris setup, but it's pretty fragile and he blocks the well. He added some weight on top, so he still needs. Oh, the misdrop there. Things are getting dangerous on the left side for Piernov. Will Piernov reach the left side? He can't. Tops out at 535. Bertrol takes game number 4, and we got a decider once more. So we are having another decider. So these are players playing at the edge of our skill levels. We'll see what's going to happen now for game number 5. Players are should be ready soon. Three, two, one. Tetris game number 5 has started. 8 position points in the lead for Piernov. And both players are ready for their first Tetris. It's a matter of getting the Lombard. But not coming. There it is. Tetris for both players. So far, no burns. Tetris ready again. At least Piernov is. Unfortunately, Bergtroll wasn't ready, but he was able to get it, the Tetris after 3 lumbers. Bergtroll right now at 47,000 points and Piernov 68. Bergtroll is setting up. Tetris is ready. Piernov at 91. Ooh, pretty aggressive play here from Bergtroll playing high. He's gonna go for a Tetris. Tetris for Piernov. Piernov at 116. Bergtroll at 117. So it's a again tied game except for the push down points. Tetris for Bergtroll in the lead now. Piernov will set up for a dirty. We'll see about it. He decides to go for the triple. 124 for Piernov and 162 for Bergtroll. So very, very close game between these two. Bergtroll is ready. Piernov is ready. Tetris for Bergtroll. Tetris for Piernov. Piernov is trying to catch up here. So we got Bergtroll right now at Piernov getting a Tetris. 174 for Piernov. Tetris for Bergtroll. At 233. It's Piernov now at 197. Things are getting spicy, pretty high. Piernov 224, Bergtroll 279. We are reaching the midpoint of the level. Bergtroll is Tetris is ready, but quite. He's oh, okay. He managed to get ready. Bergtroll right now at 302. Piernov at 270. Tetris for Bergtroll 337. Piernov at 292. Bergtroll with the Lombard pencil on the left side. He's gonna burn. Okay. Piernov is that free? No, he blocked it well, unfortunately. So but the Lombard's not coming yet, so might have been a good idea to do so. But now the board. Oh, that T placement looking very dangerous for Piernov. At this height, he's having to dig right now at 298. Bergtroll at 357, so Bergtroll maintains the lead, gets in a Tetris to 380. Has a hole in row 1, so he will have to go for a row 2 setup. Let's see if he will. No, looks like he will just address the hole and build from there. Piernov is clean, 332, and Bergtroll maintaining the lead. We are reaching 90 lines, so game is at level 18, it's coming to a close. Tetris for Piernov. Piernov now at 356. Bergtroll at 388. So Bergtroll maintaining the lead, but Piernov trying to increase his efficiency and things are getting a bit difficult for both players as the Lombard is taking a bit to come. They block their wells though. Ooh, the misdrop there on the J from Bergtroll, but he managed to get a Tetris to lower the stack and tuck some pieces to clean up the board. He has the potential to go for a dirty Tetris. He's ready for it. That's the dirty Tetris there from Bergtroll. Bergtroll at 462. Piernov at 431. So the score difference has reduced a little bit, but Bergtroll maintains the lead at 485. Transition coming soon. 15 lines left for Bergtroll, 11 left for Piernov. Piernov right now is trying to clean up, looks like. Yeah, he is going to clean up, try to go back to right well on the looks of it. Bergtroll already at 532. Some uncomfortable flip on the J. He's gonna force him to burn some more lines just for transition. Piernov going for the Tetris transition at 464. Bergtroll having to clean up into transition at 537, maintain the lead. But still a very close game, just two Tetris separating the players. Tetris for Piernov trying to take that lead from Bergtroll. He's about to, as Bergtroll has a blocked well. Tetris for Bergtroll. Bergtroll maintains the lead, but now they are both pretty close to each other. Piernov, oh, left side looking pretty dangerous. He's reaching the right side. Things are getting dangerous here for Piernov at 540. Bergtroll in the lead at 582. Piernov getting the lower over. He's still trying to get something to burn on the left side. He is getting that J and he keeps digging at 548. That is for Bergtroll, 622. Pretty strong shot from these two players. Ooh, bit of misdrop on the L from Piernov, but much safer high and a Tetris that will allow him to stay in the game. Looks like Bergtroll is not in the lead here at 632. Piernov not that far behind at 588. Just less than two Tetris separating the players. Piernov is trying to get into scoring position, adjusting for the number. Oh, the flips. This is getting dangerous for Piernov pretty quick. He needs to reach the right side to get burning. He's still trying to get the game fixed, but the L doesn't go over, and he's stopping at 593. It's gonna be game number 5 and the match for Bergtroll at 678. GG.